Hi, everybody. I'm Travis Johnson, and I'm a graduating PhD student that's been working at the Center of Computational Biology and Bioinformatics. Today, I'll be giving you guys a short overview of the Integrative Genomics Viewer, or IGV for short. And just as a brief overview, this tool is used to visualize aligned reads on a genome, see what variants are in these aligned reads, and also to visualize what genes may be overlapping with these aligned reads. And this is especially important for whole exome sequencing, whole genome sequencing, and also RNA sequencing. So we'll go ahead and just dive right in. So we go here to the Broad Institute website. We can, under software, we can find IGV. And if we just go here, we can download that data. So whatever platform or whatever operating system you have, just download that version of IGV. Once you've downloaded it and installed it, I just put mine on the desktop. Now you have the software, and we can move on and try to get some sample data. So I'm just using some data that I found on GATK. This is also from the Broad Institute. And I just downloaded this tutorial_6491.tar.gz. And you should be able to find it at gatkforums.broadinstitute.org/GATK discussion/6491. And I'll try to get you guys some links to some of this data too, because I think that if we should really be using smaller data sets so that we can get through more. And here's the downloaded data. And if we take a look at it, you'll see a BAM file. So this is the binary, this is a SAM file in binary form. And it's actually sorted and also indexed. And the .bai file is the index for this BAM file. Now let's go ahead and open up IGV. Sorry, sometimes it takes a little while. And you can see here, this is where you can choose which genome to use. So right now we're using this human 1 kg B37 plus decoy. And that's just because of the sample that we're looking at. That's what they recommended that we use. So next we can load in our BAM file. And all of the reads should be on chromosome 10 at this location. So we went to File, we loaded a BAM file from our desktop, and we've set the genome to this genome. And now we're looking at chromosome 10. And specifically, we're looking at this segment of chromosome 10 here. Now for the fun part, if we zoom in far enough, you should begin to see the aligned reads. Oh, sorry. We were in the wrong segment. So let's change that. And you can see here are all of the aligned reads from our test sample. And if we zoom in further, you can see the actual coverage. So this is the number of reads that have been aligned to this genome. And if you point at any of the reads, it'll tell you all the information you need to know about that read. And actually, if we go to the bottom, you can see here this peak in the histogram of the reads is actually due to just more reads being aligned because of this peak down here. So the next thing I wanted to show you is if we can find some sort of variant in here. And actually, this looks like one. So if we zoom in here, you can actually see that there seems to be a variant in most of the reads for this sample. So this might be a polymorphism. And since it's not gray, that means that it's different than the reference genome. So this is the basics of using IGV. And I'll actually do a few more minutes of a more complicated example, which is more real world. And so we'll go ahead and exit out of IGV right now. So in a more real world example, you probably will not have a sorted BAM, and you probably won't have an indexed BAM. And so the software, or actually let's just go to the data itself. If we go to the ENCODE website, we can find some nice files to practice with. And if you download one of these BAM files, then you can see here that we only have the BAM, we don't have the index file, and we're just assuming that this is unsorted. So if we want to sort the BAM file, we need to also have SAM tools. So if you go to this website, if you just Google SAM tools, then you can find a place to download it. And you should just download the SAM tools. And then you need to open up the compressed file, and you'll end up with the SAM tools directory. So next, we need to go into the SAM tools directory. And you can see here, it's not software yet. It's just the raw files. And then we're going to actually build it from the raw files. And just for simplicity's sake, we're going to build it in the same directory. And in practice, though, you would probably build it in another directory so that you can reuse the SAM tools software, and you'd put it in your path. But in the in-person session, we can go into more detail about that. So let's configure the file. This is just telling it where to actually build it. And we're going to build it in the same directory that it's in. So just bear with me for a second while it does this step. And so next, we're going to make it. And this will be the longest of the 3 steps. So actually, while we're waiting on this to run, I can show you why we need to download SAM tools. So let's go ahead and open up IGV once again. And let's go ahead and try to load in the BAM file that we just downloaded. So we try to open it and see we get this error where we're missing an index. So we need to generate this index file, and to do that, we need SAM tools. All right, so we just made it, and now we need to install it. And if we go into the SAM tools directory, then you should be able to see the SAM tools executable, which is right here. And just for simplicity's sake, let's just go ahead and throw this into the same directory as our BAM file. And then let's move directories into the same directory as our BAM file. And you can see here in the bottom left that we got our SAM tools, and we've also got the BAM file. So the first step is we need to sort the BAM file. So we need to run SAM tools, not SAM tools, SAM tools, sort, and then highlight the BAM file name into the same name except sorted. And now we just have to wait a few seconds while it processes this. There we go. So now if you look in the top right, you can see the same file, except now it's sorted. But we need the .bai file, the index file, for IGB to work. So let's go ahead and do SAM tools index. And we're doing the index on the sorted file, not on the unsorted file. And this step should actually be pretty short. And now if you look in the top right corner, we have the original BAM file, the sorted BAM file, and now we have the index for the sorted BAM file. So now we have all we need for this BAM file to be able to visualize it in IGB. So let's go ahead and go back to IGB, and we'll go ahead and load our sorted file with its associated index. So you just click on the sorted file, and IGB will actually find the index for you. So don't worry about specifying that. And let's go ahead and we'll just look at chromosome 1. Actually, you know what? Let's look at chromosome 10. And we'll look at the same section as our other file. And if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the reads being loaded into IGB from our sorted and indexed BAM file. So bear with me for a few seconds while it loads these, and I'll show you the reads being aligned after it's all loaded. Note that this is RNA sequencing, so you're not going to see as many reads aligned. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in. Um, Actually, let's restart IGV because it looks like it froze. So let's go ahead and load the same file. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So now we're just reading in all the reads from the file. All right, so I guess we just had to restart IGV and now we have actual alignments again. So you can see here it's quite a bit lower alignment than the previous file, but still you can see some of the reads are being aligned here, these gray lines here. And finally, let's see if we can't do 2 tracks. So let's go ahead and read in our original file. So you can see here that we have our RNA-seq file that we sorted and indexed, and that's up here. And underneath it, we can actually add another BAM file, and this is the original one. So that concludes our introduction to IGV, and I look forward to meeting you guys in a few weeks if you guys have any questions. Thank you.